Whew. Let's make some mushroom and ricotta bruschetta. And yes, it's bruschetta, not bruschetta. Hey everyone, Mark here and welcome to my kitchen. Today is mushroom and ricotta bruschetta. And yes, it's pronounced bruschetta, not bruschetta. Now you may associate bruschetta with the ever so popular tomato topping, but that's all it is a topping. Bruschetta is actually just the bread. And bruschetta comes from the word bruscare, which means to roast over fire and coals. So you take some stale bread, you roast over the fire and get some nice char marks. You get fresh garlic, you rub it over the bread, drizzle extra virgin olive oil, finish it with some flaky salt, and this is what you end up with. Bruschetta, also known as fettuta, which means like a greasy, oily slice. And this is delicious on its own, but nowadays we take that technique and we just use it as a vessel for a variety of toppings, like the ever so popular tomatoes, or like what I'm going to show you today, mushrooms and ricotta. Let's chop about 3 tablespoons of fresh parsley. Some's gonna go with the ricotta and the rest is gonna go with the mushrooms. Grab 4 cloves of garlic and finely slice or chop up 3 cloves. Leave one whole because we are using that to rub the toasted bread with. Pick off about 2 tablespoons of fresh thyme. This is such a nice herb and the flavor is gonna pair great with the mushrooms. Grab about 450 grams of mushrooms. I have cremini, white button, baby king oyster, and some black oyster mushrooms. But grab whatever you like, and it doesn't even need to be a mix. You can clean your mushrooms just by rubbing with a paper towel, or if you have a mushroom brush, but if you are not satisfied cleaning them this way, you can quickly rinse underwater and try to wipe away excess moisture right away. When we put the mushrooms in the pan, the moisture is going to be released. Chop up the mushrooms into small quarters or bite-sized chunks. Just remember that they are going to shrink, and leaving the stem on is optional, but if you don't use the stem, use those for stock. Okay, so here's my favorite mushroom, the porcini. Grab some dry porcini mushrooms and we are gonna create a porcini powder. You can use a knife, but it will take a while and it could get messy. If you have a spice grinder, go at it, and you wanna create a powder like so. You can also use a food processor and blitz away until you achieve your powder-like consistency like this. And there we have porcini powder. This is gonna bring umami flavor to this dish and pretty much any dish you like. Some specialty shops have porcini powder already prepared. This one specifically is from my parents' hometown, Serra San Bruno in Calabria, Italy. Day-old stale bread is traditionally what's used, but I'm gonna go with sourdough, and you can use any rustic bread you like. Go ahead and slice about 1-inch thick slices, and then just set aside. Let's make our ricotta mixture. Grab fresh ricotta if you can. If a bakery by you sells freshly made warm ricotta, you'll taste a huge difference than some other store brands. But at the end of the day, just grab what you can and grab the best quality. Add 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil and 1 tablespoon of the fresh chopped parsley. Add the zest of half a lemon and season with salt and freshly cracked pepper. And I decided I want to add a little Calabrian chili oil for some heat, but this is optional. And then mash and mix away until everything is smooth and well incorporated. Taste and adjust for any seasonings. In a large dry pan on high heat, add your mushrooms and spread them out so that they aren't too crowded, and leave them alone for about 4 to 5 minutes as they start to release the moisture. Give a mix after the 5 minutes, and depending on how brown they are, you can leave alone again for a little bit to release more moisture and get more browning. And once you're happy with the browning, add 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, add your garlic, the fresh thyme, a small drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, and continue to cook, mixing and tossing along the way. At this point, we can bring the heat down to medium. I'm adding some chopped up Calabrian chilies as well, and now I'm going to deglaze the pan with some white wine, about 2 tablespoons worth. You can also use stock and continue to cook and reduce. Now let's add a big heaping tablespoon of that umami packed porcini powder and mix that all in. Just before removing our mushrooms, add the rest of the parsley and mix and toss, and then remove the mushrooms to a bowl. Now, since I am not going to go outside and make a fire with coals, I'm just going to stay indoors and use a griddle pan to achieve the char marks. You can also use what they specifically use in Italy, and that's called a brustolina. Add your sliced bread dry to the grill until you achieve your desired char and toastiness. When you're happy, remove and grab that fresh garlic clove and rub the bread with it. One side or both, that's optional. And then drizzle with fresh extra virgin olive oil or brush it on as much as you like. And I like to finish mine with some flaky salt, and there we have it. Behold, the bruschetta. Okay, so let's build. Spread, smear, or dollop that fresh ricotta on top of that bread, and then top with the mushroom mixture. Adding an extra drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, garnish with extra fresh parsley if you have, or freshly cracked pepper. That's all optional, but whatever you do, you're done. It's time to eat. And that's it, mushroom and ricotta bruschetta. All I gotta say is this, full of flavor. Crispy bread, the creaminess of the ricotta. You get all those mushrooms on top, packed with flavor, especially with that porcini powder. I know that's gonna be your new best friend and you're gonna put it in everything. So I hope you give this a go. And as always, the full recipe's in the description below. Please like and comment. I think I put too many chili peppers in here. Whew. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, ciao.